Hello, I'm Pastor Steve Hay, and I want to tell you about an ongoing project here at Asbury United Methodist Church. Years ago, the congregation made a decision to stay in this historic building rather than relocate. And so involved in that decision was the need to renovate and update our building. We, Asbury, have a part of our DNA as a congregation, the appreciation of our Creator's love for beauty. And so we continue that creation of beauty through the arts, be it music or other forms of art, and especially including preservation of our stained glass windows. So I'm here in the base of the tower, the corner of Bruce Street and South Main Street, and this is where our project continues. I invite you to listen to Steve Gardner as he tells us about the inspiration behind this phase of the renovation work.
Hi, I'm Steve Gardner. I grew up here in Harrisonburg and attended Asbury all my life. I was involved with the youth group here when Glenn Tyndall was our associate minister. I always thought that there was a bell in our big tower, forgotten and unused. Fast forward 40 years, and my oldest son now lives in northern Italy. And each time I get to go visit the grandbabies, I'm taken by the beautiful sounds of the church bells in each little village throughout the valley. After one of those trips, I actually got motivated enough to bring a ladder down and climb up in the tower to check on that bell. There isn't one. My sister and I lost our mom Thanksgiving of 2011. And our dad the following May. We wanted to do something to honor the lives of involvement in our community, something that would highlight their love for Harrisonburg and for Rockingham Memorial Hospital and also for Asbury United Methodist Church. We thought a bell for Asbury's main tower could beautify the atmosphere of downtown and could call attention to the vitality and outreach of our church. I ran the idea by the minister, director of music, and several other folks, and everyone thought it was a great idea. One problem: we had just started our capital campaign, the costly and critically needed upgrade to Asbury's building. So we put the bell project on the back burner. With this extra time to reflect and consider what would be involved in getting a bell to the top of the tower, we learned that originally there were steeples on all three of our towers. We also discovered that most of the stained glass windows in the tower were in really bad shape. And we came to realize that Asbury really lacked a vehicle for memorial gifting. So I'm excited, very excited, that the bell project has morphed into something much better, much more meaningful. Something that I think will serve Asbury's mission in a beautiful way. Asbury's main tower on the corner of Bruce and Main Streets will have perfectly restored stained glass windows that will be backlit so that they will literally shine day and night. It will have a steeple constructed of modern materials that looks historically correct and actually be topped with one of the original copper finials that was discovered in storage. We have a large bell that will be installed and can be programmed to ring on the hour for call to worship or for special occasions such as holidays and weddings and funerals. We will also install an electronic carillon that will add a selection of hymns for special events. And maybe most important, we will have an electronic memorial monitor that will allow us to recall our loved ones who contributed so much to our church family.
So where are we? We are honoring our past and preparing for our future. Early this spring, near the beginning of the COVID pandemic, the church received several large and unexpected gifts designated for the restoration of the windows in the Bruce and Main Street Tower. About the same time, John Raynell, the owner of the stained glass studios restoring our windows, called us and asked if there was any way we could move forward with the restoration of the first 2 tiers of windows in the tower, 10 in total. Several other clients had notified him that they were indefinitely postponing scheduled work, and he wanted to keep his workers employed. John sent us a revised cost proposal, and it was determined that we had received enough funding to cover the costs of the first 2 tiers. While this project was scheduled to be the next in Asbury's queue of upgrades, we had no idea that it would become a reality so quickly, particularly in this uncertain environment. Throughout the summer and spring, we continued to receive financial sponsorships for each of the windows in the first 2 tiers and for 6 in the 3rd tier. The first 10 windows have been restored and installation is complete. One window, just above the Main Street entrance on the front porch, will be left out temporarily to enable Harrisonburg Construction to have access to begin work needed to provide support for the steeple, bell, carillon, and copper finial. The original copper finial, found under the sanctuary during the renovations of the church, will be placed back on top of the new steeple. In addition to the structural and historical work, we'll be adding more backlighting to enable the true beauty of these windows to be seen at night. An electronic memorial of photographs and biographical sketches will be installed in the vestibule to celebrate the lives of those being memorialized. Later this month, Raynell Studios will begin refurbishing 6 of the 12 windows on the 3rd tier, which have already been sponsored. We are seeking funding for the remaining 6 windows. Sponsorship of these 18-inch wide and 15 feet tall windows is $15,000, so $90,000 is needed. About $45,000 will be required for structural work, so in total we need to raise $135,000 to be able to complete this project. This tower houses 22 of Asbury's 112 stained glass windows, nearly 20% of the total of the sanctuary building. It will be very exciting to complete so many windows in one project. Asbury needs your support to restore this majestic tower, which will help us create a lasting memorial in honor of those who came before us and for the benefit of the many generations who will follow us. Please call or email Rose in the church office if you would like to support the Memorial Bell Tower. In addition to checks, we can accept gifts of appreciated stock or distributions directly from your IRA. Thank you.